guys, so I am trying a new video setup today. I've been really frustrated with the quality of my videos, so I'm trying something new. I know there's a little bit of a glare from my lights and stuff. Hopefully that's not too distracting. I'm also gonna try to record this live, not live for y'all, but not do a voiceover. I don't know what the term is for that. I'm recording the audio live with the video, if that makes any sense. And you'll probably quickly find out why I normally do voiceovers. I get very tongue-tied when I try to do this. So, to start off with, we're doing 4 Valentine's Day rocks. They're like a series of rocks. And they're very simple. So this will be should be pretty quick and easy. So, hopefully this isn't creating too bad of a glare. Let me get my paper towel. The colors we're going to be using today are red. Red. I'm using Liquitex black. For my black, you can use any kind of acrylic black. And titanium white. We're also going to be using glitter. So we're going to be using, I'm using the Extreme Glitter by Folk Art. I'm using red, jelly bean pink, and silver. But for the first project, which is going to be really simple, all we're going to need is the red. You're going to need a red, a black, and a white. And that's all. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, and I've got this a 4-inch round. I'm still doing this on cardstock. With the pandemic and stuff, I don't get out of the house much and I'm out of rocks. So I'm just making do with what I have. So we're going to do a heart. You know, just draw out a heart shape that you like. Then down here we're going to do another heart, a little one. And it doesn't have to be, well, I may want it more in line. I'm using this is a chalk pencil. So it makes it really easy to erase any mistakes. Now we're going to come off of here and do kind of a swoop down. And then we're going to we're going to draw in the word love. And have that come up here. I saw this on Pinterest. You've probably seen it too. I just love the way it looks. I've modified it just a little bit. I added the little heart at the bottom. But this is just how I would do the design. It's very simple. Now I'm taking my Liquitex black and we're just going to outline this. And I need a paintbrush. I didn't even get a paintbrush out. I'm going to use my Holotab 1. That's kind of my go-to. You don't need to pick up water on my paintbrush. You don't need to pick up too much paint. We are going to go ahead and outline everything. Now I'm going to take my red, because I need very little. I always just like to just scoop it out. If I ever need more, I can always get more. Otherwise, it's really hard to squeeze a small amount onto your palette. I'm just going to go ahead and erase that line that's in there. And if your paint doesn't flow smoothly, if it's a little too thick, add a little bit of water and thin the consistency of your paint, and that'll help. Of course, once you thin it, then you may have to do multiple layers. You may need to. Sometimes red is translucent depending on what brand you're using. Thicker paints tend to be more opaque than a thinner paint, and then depending on the brand, that'll also determine how opaque your paints are going to be. And as I put paint on my rock here, you'll see I stroke over the ridges that the paint creates to smooth them out so that I have a smooth surface. So I don't know if you can tell. There's a way for me to, you can kind of see that my surface on my paint doesn't have a lot of ridges in it. You can see a little bit of the brush strokes, but I have flattened all the ridges. That's why you'll see me go over the paint kind of repeatedly. So now I'm going to set this one aside, and I'm going to let everything dry. We're going to grab our next disc. Let's see, I think I'll use this side. And on this one, it's going to be kind of the same. I'm going to start in this lower corner. If this is, I always turn so when I write, I can write that way. I want my text to come across here, and then I want my balloons to wrap over. So we're going to write in this area right here. I've got too many lines. But to make sure that my letters slant, this is facing me. I'm going to put my canvas this way, and I'm just going to, again, write out the word, be mine. And then I want to come over here, and I want to do and I'm going to do the heart this time over the eye. Whoops, that is. There we go. Okay. And then like I said, I wanted this to kind of wrap up. That, I think. And then I'm going to do 3 big hearts. Let me grab a Okay, there's one, and then we're going to come up from the side of this one and create another one. And we're going to come up the side of this one and do the same thing. I feel like I didn't come up high enough. Here we go. Now we are going to, once you're happy with it, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, we want these to just be quick and easy. And I just need a little bit more red for this one. Now you could paint each heart a different color, or you can paint them all the same. I'm just going to paint them all red. I will say that if you are using a paintbrush to fill in your hearts, as you pull your strokes, you want your final paint strokes to all kind of come in together. You don't want like where it looks like hash marks, you know, some of your strokes going one way, some of your strokes going the other. All of mine, I'm pulling from the tops of the heart towards the base, and no matter which heart I'm painting, I'm pulling them all towards me. That'll give you a cleaner appearance to your brush strokes. And again, I'm flattening out all the ridges in my brush strokes as well. Okay, so now I'm going to set this one aside and let it dry. That's coaster number 2. We will move on to coaster number 3. And this one is going to be the same way. So I'm going to write across the bottom and have the balloons coming up to the top, but they're going to be coming up and they're separate. So I'm going to draw a line where I want my word to be. If you are doing a set, you may want to kind of figure out where your line was. Oh, don't do that. But I'm just going to go with it right there. And then I'm going to have one kind of come over like this. One go up like that. and one come over here. And then in the middle, or for the words, I'm going to do the word love. And that's, let me pull that line down. Just, I don't like the way, these are too high. Okay. And I do want my letters to connect. So I'm going to pull this stroke out here a little bit and put my little loop-de-loop, and then I'm gonna do a heart right here. So I glooped it out there, right there, and that'll be okay. We can clean some of these lines up later. So now I'll get some more red. Now I'm going to need red, silver, which I did not grab. So I have silver, and then I need a pink. And my pink is right here. And this is a permanent rose. So, whoops, my paintbrush got into my red. I'm just gonna pull a little bit of that out, and then I'll do the silver in a minute. So I'm gonna do the pink first. My pink one is going to be this far outside one. Okay, clean my brush out. And now I'm going to let this one dry. And we're going to move on to the last one. The last one's going to be the more complicated one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, on one edge, I'm going to draw a heart, a big heart. Then I'm going to do an oval right here. Let's see. Yeah, about like that. That's a cat hair. That's a cricket cat. That's my youngest cat named Cricket. That's her hair. She is a long-haired calico. And she is the sweetest thing. Oh, I just love her. I'm going to try to get these as even as possible. And then we're going to pull up. And I make one, I round it out just a little bit. So this petal, or this side looks like it's under this side. If you kind of, you know, I'm rounding that out like that, but not that exaggerated. I'm just showing you. I just put a slight bend in it. That'll make this wing, this is actually going to be a love bug. So this wing will be over this wing, just slightly. And then I need my reference design up. And then we're going to kind of come out like that. She's going to have little antennas that come off the side, like so. And then she's going to have spots. Like so. Then hers is going to say love, love bug, like that. Add a little more water to my black. I can only water that down so much. I need just another drop of black. Now I want this under her underbody, body down here. I want it black. And I want her head black. Then I'm going to paint her little tops of her antennas. I'm going to paint these red. And then I'm just going to grab a nail dotting tool, but you can grab anything that you have that will make a round spot. And then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I need some eyes, so I'm just going to take, well, I better just go ahead and get some white out of here. I'm almost out of white though, but I'm going to need white eventually, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Then I'm going to take the small end of my little dotting tool and I'm going to dot in her eyes. And there she is. So now we have all 4 of our designs done. I'm going to set this one aside and let it dry. I'm going to come back to the first one. And now that that is dry, I can clean up. I'm going to dampen my water's dirty. I don't know if I want to do that. Let me spray some water on here. I don't want to use gray water to clean up my rock. Dampen that off, and then this will just lift that chalk right off, or you can use an eraser if you use like a pencil to draw your design. I just have to be careful because I don't want to spread gray all over this place. So that one looks good. Now, if I have any areas that I want to fix, now is the time to fix them, because I do have my white out. I just have some little minor spots. And one of the reasons why I really like this paintbrush, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing over here, but when I can flatten these bristles out to where they come to a chiseled edge. It's flat on this side and it's chiseled on this side. And I just do that by stroking back and forth and kind of turning that into a wedge. Or, because it is a liner brush, I can roll it and pull it to a point. It's one of the reasons why you see me use this brush so often, because it's so versatile. Okay. Now, for the fun part. Now we're going to go back to the original one. If we keep working in the same order, then we know that our paints are dried. And I'm going to shake this. This is my red glitter paint. And, you know, I like to put this on generously. I guess they're kind of thin coats, but I do several of them. And again, stroking, being mindful of the direction I'm pulling my strokes. And I am hoping to have a video this week or early next week that covers like how to make money with your crafts, painting. It won't, I don't think every idea will have to do with painting. I'm going to try to center most of them around painting of some kind. But I can't guarantee they all will. But I'm waiting on an order from Amazon so that I can complete the video that I have planned for my first video for that series. Like I said, I'm going to release them, I don't know, once or twice a month. As often as I can. And again, those will cover ideas for making money with your crafts. So let's see, that still looks wet. We're going to come over here. Shake some more paint down. And don't forget that if you are not comfortable writing out words and drawing out the design by freehanding it, I always have the traceable file on my private Facebook group. Not my business Facebook page, but my private Facebook group. It's called Rockin' It with April May. And I load the traceable files there if you need them. And it's free. I just do that as a service for people that aren't... Not everybody who paints can draw. Not everybody who paints wants to draw. So I want you to be able to do the designs you want to do without having to stress about whether or not you can paint the designs. These are fairly simple designs, but I do more complicated designs. And I want you to be able to paint them without the stress of trying to figure out how to draw it. Because I get it. I'm not a big drawer. I know how to draw. But other than kind of mocking up my designs for these rocks, I don't really draw. I use reference photos for most of my paintings. I'm not real... When I'm doing an actual painting, I will use a projector to project, like a big painting. I'll project the image onto the canvas so that I can kind of do my outline for my placement, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. Don't let... Oops. Oh gosh. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Even the great masters traced their designs. But painting and drawing are two complete different animals. Like I said, some people like to learn how to draw and some people don't. Nothing wrong with that. Like, I know how to draw, but I don't like to fuss with it. It can be very time consuming drawing, so sometimes I just want to get the outline done on the canvas or paper or whatever and move on to painting, because painting's what I enjoy. Drawing's not really my big thing. I'm still lacking a little bit of strength in this hand, but it is definitely getting better. And the reason why I do so many coats of this glitter paint is because I want to make sure that it's really sparkly. One coat's really just not going to cut it. Okay. Yeah. And then we're going to move over to the silver glitter. And then we're going to clean up our design. And that is it. Oh, we have one more. We do have one more thing. We have to put the highlights on, but we'll do that very last thing. Oh, what do I got to paint? Got a hair on there. I don't know how I get so much hair in my studio. like pet hair. I have 2 cats at home. I do have a dog in here, but I never see her. She's black. I never see her hair in my stuff. It's always the cat hair. So I have my little studio assistant, Mia. She is always in here with me. She's a black lab. And yep, she's in here. My door is open, so she could go outside, but she's asleep on the floor in here. And then I have one snake down here. If you watch enough of my videos, you know that we breed snakes, ball pythons. And the majority of our snakes are up at the house. I do have one snake down here because it is a venomous snake, and it lives down here in my studio because I have too many animals in my house to risk. One of them getting injured from the venom. And before I get a bunch of slack about it, we are a no contact venomous snake owners. We do not handle them. And this one down here, this is the one and only one we have, is actually here because it's a baby. And it is a baby. It's a brand new baby. And we spotted it about a month ago on our property, going across the drive. And it was cold, and it's out of season for babies. And I didn't think that it would make it. And y'all know that, again, if you follow my channel, I work with wildlife rehabilitation. I work at our local wildlife rehabilitation center during the summer and spring. I guess I should say the spring and summer. And I love all animals. Not a big fan of venomous animals, but I don't know, when it's a baby, it's a baby. And they're so... This thing is tiny. But yeah, he is in a cage, a glass aquarium behind me. And like I said, we do not handle him. And I named him Calypso. I don't know if it's a male or female, but and it will most likely not stay here. When it gets older, it will be released. Not on our property, though. I have way too many animals to have wild snakes on our property. Or wild snakes, venomous snakes on our property. So, and he is a Western diamondback rattlesnake, is what Calypso is. And he is the smallest one I have ever seen. And I don't have any experience with venomous reptiles, but my husband does. He has been around venomous snakes his whole life. And so if he has to be captured or anything, he tends to do all that stuff. And we use poles and grabbers and buckets and things like that. If we have to we don't, like I said, we don't handle him, but occasionally you have to get him out of his cage. We haven't had to yet because, again, we haven't had him that long. But we will. His cage needs to be cleaned now. He shed. First shed, so now he should have a button. He should be able to rattle. He hadn't been able to rattle yet. But he's usually pretty chill. I've never seen him try to rattle when we, have to give him water or feed him. He will get fed tomorrow. He never offers to rattle. Like, he doesn't ever shake his tail or anything. He just lays there very chill. So he's been kind of a somewhat of an adventure. A stupid one, maybe. But we try to be as safe as possible so that we don't put ourselves in jeopardy. Definitely not something I recommend. We're very familiar with snakes, but I'm not familiar with venomous snakes too much. That's why I'm definitely will be nowhere near it. Okay, let's stop rambling on about snakes, which 90% of the people out there do not like, and I get it. So I am now going to add the highlight. Need to thin my paint down just a little bit. Make this next step easier. And I am rolling my paintbrush to a point. I'm going to get some of the paint out though. Like I need paint on it, but I need a tip on a point on my paintbrush. So now we're going to do like this. And like that. These are just like a comma stroke. And then really I need one up here and one up here. Then we're going to come over here and do the same thing with this one. I need to go, okay. layer that same thing down here if you want to. Now for this one, we're going to do this edge, this edge, we're going to do this edge, we're going to do this, this, and this. I'm not gonna, I don't like the way this one looks, so I'm not gonna do that on this one. Then we have this one. And we are doing one here, here, and here. This one's going down. Okay, we'll do one here, here, oops, and there. And then this one's gonna get it here. Okay. One thing I did notice also is these don't have their little ties. So there's one. There's 2, 3, and 4. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do give these a try, I would love to see your take on these. You can post them over on my private Facebook group, Rockin' It with April May. The link is listed in the description below. All of the items I used today are listed down in the description below. Also, they're all linked to Amazon. I am an Amazon affiliate. I do make, like, let's be honest, very little money off of those links, but those links do help, very little, but they do help pay for my paints and things like that, because this does get very expensive. Just cover that up a little bit. I didn't like that. Okay. But I would love to see your designs, whatever you've come up with. You can post them over on my private Facebook group, Rockin' It with April May. Link is listed below in the description. And I will have maybe another 1 or 2 Valentine's Day rocks in the near future. I also have the how to make money with your crafts video coming up soon. Just waiting on a shipment from Amazon. And that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.